sis, it's Alexia and welcome to the Everything Art, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this cute little stocking. And this pattern is pretty easy. All you need to know how to do is chain, single crochet, half double crochet, and slip stitch. Oh, and don't forget increases and decreases. And if you know how to do that, then this should be pretty easy for you. So let's get on to the materials that you're going to be needing. So here's everything you need. You need 2 colors. I'm going to be using the red for the main color and then this white for like these parts. So you're going to need 2 colors for that. You can figure out any colors you want. And I'm going to be using scissors. You need scissors, a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, a stitch marker, and a crochet needle. So once you have all those supplies, we can get started. So we're going to take our first color and we are going to be starting down at the toe here. So you're going to need whatever color you want this part to be. For me, I'm going to be using white, as I said. So now we're going to begin with a magic ring. So you're just going to make a magic ring. Also, if you don't know how to make the magic ring or slip knot, I do have a video tutorial, and that will be linked in the description below. Alright, so now you're going to chain 2, and this will count as your first half double crochet. And now we're going to do 11 more half double crochets into the magic ring. So wrap your yarn over, put it through, pull it just like that so you have 3 loops on your hook. And then you're going to pull through all 3. And this will count as your second half double crochet. Now you just keep doing this until you have a total of 12. Once you are finished with that, you're just going to pull it closed and tighten up the circle. Now you're going to take your stitch marker and just put it right on the loop. Alright, now we're going to increase in every stitch around. So instead of single crocheting, we're going to continue doing the half double crochet. So go into your first stitch and you're going to do 2 half double crochets. Then you're going to do the same with the next stitch. Just go in, do 1, then in that same stitch, go right in and do another one. And you're just going to keep increasing all the way around, and at the end you should have a total of 24 stitches. Alright, now we are finished with round 2. Now we're going to put our stitch marker on this loop here. Alright, coming into round 3, 3 and 4. For the next 2 rounds, we're just going to half double crochet in every stitch around. So these 2 rows are going to be really easy. We're just half double crocheting all the way around. And I will meet you back when you are at your last half double crochet after these 2 rounds. Alright, I'm at the last 2 stitches of round 4, and when you get to your last one, you're going to get your second color ready. And you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook, put it through just like you're doing a normal half double crochet. Pull this one through so you have 3 loops on your hook, and we're going to grab our second color and do a slip knot. And we're going to change colors. So make sure your white one is tight, or whatever color you're using. This color is tight. You're going to put your second color on your hook and pull through. all 3. Remember to keep this one tight. Move your stitch marker up to your new loop, and I'm gonna cut the white a little bit long, just like that. Now for the next 8 rounds, you're gonna continue to half double crochet in every single stitch. So that's for the next 8 rounds, and I'm going to be crocheting in these ends, but you don't have to. You could just leave them on the inside if you'd like, but I like to crochet in the ends. And you're just gonna do half double crochets every stitch for the next 8 rounds. I'm just finishing up all the rounds, and now you're going to put your stitch marker here, and we're going to be doing something different now. So it should look something like this, and you're going to take your other color now and make a slip knot, just like that, and then we're going to find the center. So you're going to count 12 right here on the end. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I'm going to flip it over just so I can work around like this. And you're going to put your hook right there. You're going to pull through and chain 1. Now this doesn't count as a stitch, but we have to attach it. And now you're going to single crochet in that same stitch, and that counts as your first stitch. So now you're going to count 11 more single crochets. 10, 11, and 12. So you should have 12 stitches now, just like this. And we're going to chain 1 and turn it. So now we're working on the inside part. Now you're going to decrease and do 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to do, for the last 2 stitches, we're just going to decrease again. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to decrease in the first 2 stitches and the last 2 stitches. And we're going to do single crochets, 6 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to decrease in the last 2 stitches. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and decrease, and single crochet in the next 4 stitches. And then another decrease. Now chain 1 and turn, and this will be our last round of decreases. So we're going to decrease and do 2 single crochets, and then our last decrease. But now when we chain 1 and turn, instead of decreasing, we are going to increase. So we're going to increase in the first stitch and do 2 single crochets, and then do 1 more increase. So we're working it back up again. Chain 1 and turn, and you're going to continue repeat this pattern until you have to do an increase, 8 single crochets, and an increase. I'm on the last round of the white, so increase, and then 8 single crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then our final increase. So it should look something like this. It looks really weird right now, but we're going to fold it in half. And then it's going to bend like this. So that'll be the heel of it. And we're going to go right in our first stitch here and slip stitch. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to cut a tail, a long sort of tail. Now we're going to grab our needle and put it on. And we're going to begin to sew this part. This is a little tricky to do. But it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So we have to sew this hole right here. We're just going to go in the stitches and sew it up, just like this. And then we're going to sort of move this yarn to this side. So you're just going to go through these stitches here. And don't make it too tight. Just make it pretty loose, just like that. And then we're going to sew this side. And once we get here, we're going to go in that first top stitch here and go into the stitch that we already went through. Pull through, and you're just going to make a knot. So it's nice and secure. And then you can either crochet in this end or just tuck it inside. Now we're going to come back to the red, and we're going to do 10 rounds of half double crochet with the red. So I'll show you how to do this. Right now you should have 24 stitches here. So you're just going to half double crochet as normal. So this is the last stitch of the red, and we're going to half double crochet. And this is a little tricky, but we're going to wrap our hook around and go through this loop that we already went through, pull through, and then go into the first stitch of the white. Pull through and pull through all 4. This still counts as one half double crochet, but it sort of closes up that gap. Then you're going to half double crochet in each of the white ones, and here is the last white stitch. So now the transition from white to red, we're going to go over like we did and then go into this stitch, which doesn't really count as a stitch. We're going to pull through, then go into this stitch, which is our first stitch of the red, pull through, and then pull through all 4. Just like that. And then you're going to finish off the round with just half double crochets. Now you're going to half double crochet in the next 9 rounds, and I'll meet you back here when I'm done. Alright, so I'm just finishing up this round, and you do not need your stitch marker anymore, so you can take that off. And then we're just going to fasten off. So I do slip stitch, chain 2, and then you just want to cut a pretty short tail. You don't need a long tail. And it should look something like this. And now I will show you how to do the top part. So you want to start off where your tail is, so over on this side, because it's going to hang like this. And we're going to grab our white yarn, or whatever color you're using. And we're going to make a slip knot so we can attach it on. So I'm going to attach it about right here or here. You could do either. I think I want to go right here. Just around that area. And then I'm going to put the slip knot right on it. Pull through. And then we are going to chain 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now while I'm going to be crocheting in these ends right here, but you could just leave them and sew them in after, but I'm going to be crocheting them in. Now that you chain 6, we're going to go right to the second loop of the stitch. So this is how it looks, and we're going right into this one. And we're going to do a single crochet. You're going to do a single crochet 4 more times, all the way down. And this one's a little tricky to get in. 4. And now you just did that, so we're going to go into the next 2 stitches and do a slip stitch. So 1, and 2. So after slip stitching in the next 2 stitches, we're just going to turn our work and come back to here. So now you're going to single crochet in the back loop 5 times. So you're going to have to skip these 2 stitches right here because those are your slip stitch, and go into the next one and single crochet in the back loop right here. Keep doing that all the way to the end. Then once you have done that, you're going to chain 1 and turn, and you're just going to repeat this process all the way around. So going into the back loop and single crocheting 5 times. 3, 4, and the last one is always hard to get in. 5. And then we're going to skip this one because that's the one we already went into. The next 2 we're just going to slip stitch. And you don't have to chain one because you did a slip stitch, so we're just going to turn our work and then work right up here and continue to single crochet. 2, 3. Make sure you have 5 stitches every time. And then chain 1, turn, and keep repeating this process until you get back around right here. Alright, I am getting to the end of the top part, so right now I need to do the 2 slip stitches, and then we're going to turn around and go back up with the single crochets. Then chain 1 and turn. And when we go back down, we are going to do something different. So we're actually going to fold it over just like this. So it looks something like this, and we're actually going to put these together just like that. So we're going to go into the first loop right there, and then go into the first stitch on the other side and do a slip stitch. And then this is how you're going to attach it. So you're going to go to the next stitch on both sides and do a slip stitch. You're going to keep doing that all the way. So you just have to do 5 slip stitches to connect it. And then when you get to here, we're just going to do a slip stitch right into this red part, just to connect it up here. And then you're going to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to go right back into that same stitch and do a slip stitch to create sort of this loop so you can hang it. And now the last thing we have to do is to do the top part to cover all of this red. So you're going to wrap around, and we're going to do a bubble stitch pretty much. So you're going to wrap around, go through the first stitch, grab it, and then pull through 2 loops. Then wrap around, go through, pull through another 2 loops, wrap around, go through, pull through 2 loops, and one more time, 2 loops. And you should have 5 loops on your hook. So that was basically 4 double crochets in a way. That's how you do a bubble stitch. And then you're just going to pull through all 5, chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And make sure your bubble stitch isn't like this, but you pop it out this way. So it's just like that. Now you're going to keep doing this all the way around. So I'm going to show you one more time. So wrap around right into the next stitch. Pull through 2. Pull through another 2. So basically you're doing this 4 times. And one more time. Now once you have 5 loops on your hook, you're just going to wrap it around and pull it through all 5. Chain 1, and make sure to pop it out a little bit too, and slip stitch into the next stitch. So now you have 2 bubble stitches, and I'm just going to keep doing this all the way around, and I will meet you back when I'm right at the end. So I did my last stitch here, and we're going to slip stitch into that last stitch, and to connect it we're going to slip stitch into this bobble stitch here, or bubble stitch, I can't remember which one it is, and then you're going to fasten off. So I'm going to chain 2 and then cut off a sort of long strand just so you can sew it in and hide the strand. But other than that, you are pretty much done. This is what it should look like, and the loop should be about right there. And so now you're going to take your needle and put it on, and you're just going to just tuck it in somewhere. So I would just put it through the bobble stitches just like this and bring it through, and then you can cut it off. But that's about the tutorial. This is how it should look on both sides, and it should look pretty nice, and I hope yours turned out good. If you like this pattern and you want more crochet tutorials, comment down below an idea for a crochet tutorial, and I hope yours came out good, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Stay creative. Bye!